The Deck Network. Build a deck.
2, 1. Bam! This is the Deck Network. I'm your host, Mike Danzilio, and we have the King of Queens himself, Matt Dalton.
The co-host here. Remember, at the Deck Network, it's all decks all the time. Wow, Mike, we're back.
We're back. This is the first show for the 2016 season. This is our 5th year doing the show.
Where does the time go,
And that's
Mike?
4th year on the show.
Ratings have been through the roof after the first year when I came on.
Yeah, of course. That
I'll
changed
tell you, with all
everything.
these decks we've been building and advising people on, the time does fly.
Yes, and we had a great year at our flagship no maintenance decks over here. That's the one that pays all the bills, all this type of stuff.
Got to keep it corporate. Mr. Big likes that, and the sponsors.
We sell a lot of decks, and it was a great year. It took us till now. It's the end of 2015. But
and congratulations to you. If you got a deck put up in this year, you'll have years of enjoyment with it. So welcome to the club if you're new to the deck family.
Index.
That's a great catch.
Okay, so today's show is going to be Trex Decking for 2016.
New year, new decks.
Yeah, in the past I've gone to all the shows, which I still do, and do interviews. But we're going to try to keep the shows at 12 minutes or less. And in the spirit of brief shows, we're going to cut out a few things, but we don't want people to say, "Oh, this is getting boring," and we'll shut it off.
We trim the fat, but we want to make it as informative as possible and as entertaining.
Okay, so let's go to the Trex website. Of course,
Great resource.
Great company. They started the category. They set the mark, and I've been fortunate enough to be working with Trex for many, many years. Great guys, great company. They really like to sell a lot of decks.
They stand behind their product.
Oh yeah, well, we don't see too many problems with the products anymore. They pretty much got it down. We don't see too much warranties at all with the Trex type products. So now we're getting here. Well, let's look at we're at the Trex. Let's go to the main Trex page.
And that says Trex.com on the interwebs there.
And of course, we're going to go to Trex Composite Decking. And okay, that's one of the pictures we've been seeing for many, many years. Trex likes to employ what we call the good, better, best sales scenario. So they have on there what they call their good, their Trex Select, and for this year they're calling their Enhanced, their better. To me, they're about the same. I like the nice flat finish on the Select product. There's a little more wood in the cover of the Enhanced product, so you might see that a little bit more. But
how much of a price swing between the good and the better?
The price swing is really about the same on the good and the better. They're really close. Of course, it depends upon where you buy it. The store that I have is it's a pro store. We
do recommend wherever you are, you're working with a pro store, someone who does this full time.
The Enhanced Decking is sold mostly at the big box stores, whether it be Home Depot or Lowe's, and it's just a different type of clientele. They're the do-it-yourselfers, and they would prefer to have a little bit less quality and better price. Whereas at the pro stores, we found, of course, living here in New York, that if you have a better product and you give better value, you're going to make the sale no matter what it is. So that's what we try to do.
It's a classic value proposition.
Yes, try to give value. So let's take a look at the Trex Select Decking. Let's grab all these down. This one is called Madeira. It is kind of a reddish brown color. Of course, these all are covered with a 25-year fade and stain warranty, and they're very, very durable. The Trex has extremely durable products. This one is the Woodland Brown product. You'll see this mostly for a border color, but a lot of people want a nice dark color, so this is what they'll use for that. That's a good border color. What do we have here? Okay, this is Winchester Gray. It's very, very dark, almost a bluish type color. Again, this was used mostly for a border color, although once or twice a year we'll get some customers that will want this for the main body of their deck. Okay, now comes to the next two, which are the most popular. This one is Pebble, and it's a lighter gray, and it's very, very popular. Huge seller. For 2016, this product will be retailing in the $2.69 a foot range here at my store, No Maintenance Decks on Farmingdale, New York, by the way. And
nice plug.
And that's a retail price. Of course, with most things that you buy, The price is mostly depends upon how much you buy and how you pay. Credit cards, especially these rewards cards, are always going to be about 3.5% more because they take the 3.5%. They make more money on these deckings.
That's what the retailers get.
All right, I got an issue here. I got to. Sorry for.
This is probably a deck-related question,
yes,
and here at the
all sorts of
Deck
stuff
Network, we
going
get
on.
all sorts of incoming
Let's
phone calls.
just
He's probably asking questions
Okay.
his deck project.
Okay, so that's Pebble. Now we're going to get to. This is saddle color. It's like a
That's
medium
sharp.
brown. This with the woodland brown border is probably the most popular of these combinations.
That's nice.
So these really work together.
What color rails would you go with in that application?
You know, when people ask me about rails, we'll take them outside to the building, the store, and I'll say, we'll turn around and we'll look back at the store. And it's a light brown siding. We have hardy board on the siding and white trim. And then so I said, well, I'm looking at this house here. We have the light brown deck, the siding and the white trim. So I wanted to use a dark decking because that's what I preferred at the time. But I wanted to complement the rails. So I said, well, there's white trim, so let's use white rail, but we went with the dark brown balusters. And we're also really close to a road that has 90,000 cars a day. And by putting the white trim on it, it seemed to grab people's eye a little bit better because it's also a second floor deck with a big curved stairway. And maybe Matt will take us out there one of these days.
Yeah, we'll do a tour here.
Yes.
Very great display area.
So let's go to the better of the products, or they say, you know, this and their good, better, best scenario. This is the Trex Enhance. As I said, you'll see this mostly at a big box store, whether it be a Home Depot or a Lowe's, because that's something that they wanted just for themselves. We do sell some. We stock one of the colors because it's somewhat of a unique color, and but that's the only one that we stock. So this one is called the what's this color here? This is the that gray color, the clamshell. See, I don't even know the color of it because I don't know if I've sold one or two decks with it, I'd be surprised. So I just had to check and look that one up. So this is the clamshell. It's a dark gray, but as I said earlier, they put a little bit of wood because you need the wood in the cover so it adheres to the composite part of the decking. But you do see a little bit more of it, and I can see it right now. Now this next one is it's a standard color. This is the Trex Enhanced Saddle. It's the same color as the Saddle Select, but the people at the big box stores apparently wanted this color also. But this one is not as big of a seller. The next one is the one that really sells well. This one is the Beach Dune. We stock it here at No Maintenance Decks. We sell it for about $2.99 a linear foot, but we have it in all the lengths, 12, 16s, and 20s, and the grooved and non-grooved, all the fascia boards. This is a unique color. This is different for any of the other colors of the Trex palette, so this one is a decent seller. Again, you usually see those in 8-foot lengths at the home improvement stores. Now, okay, we have this one here. Now they have the two levels of the Trex Transcend decking. They have the Trex Transcend Tropics, which is what we have right here, and the Trex Transcends, and sometimes they'll call it the earth tone colors or the monochromatic colors. How's that for a Scrabble word for
yeah, that's a 10-pointer.
Yeah, so there's so this one right here is the Lava Rock. It has a reddish, dark brownish color with the black streaks on it.
Only comes non-grooved?
No, it comes grooved and non-grooved.
Okay.
12, 16s, and 20s, both grooved and non-grooved. And they have fascia boards, 8-inch and 12-inch fascia boards, all 12 foot long on those. The Lava Rock, very, very popular. It's been, these were one of the first ones that came out, I think in 2011. It was the Lava Rock and the Spiced Rum, which I think that's one of your favorites. We'll see that.
Have some here.
Okay.
Oh wait, you're talking about a decking color. Sorry.
Yeah, decking color. So let's take this next one. Now this one is a new color. This came out for 2015. This is called Havana Gold.
I like that.
It's a little different color. A couple of our contractors who usually use the Tiki Torch color love this color. It's of course it's Trex. It's very, very durable, and it looks like wood, and it
really
stays
does.
looking like that. People say, does the stuff fade at all? You got to expect some sort of fade. And I take them out to my showroom. Now, we moved that showroom in 2012, but we still used a lot of the decking from the old displays. This stuff looks great. It's still
holding up.
Still holding up. It's the 5th year that it's been out there.
Now, are those color striations consistent in all the boards?
No,
or?
they try to make them vary.
Okay.
And you don't want to look at
They're
5
consistent.
boards in a row with the same streaking on it.
Mhm.
So it does vary. It does have a repeating pattern on the embossing, but nonetheless, great colors.
Yeah, that looks nice.
Most durable of all the deckings on the market, without question. This is the old reliable spiced rum.
Sold a lot of
We
this.
sell a lot of this. It's when it first came out, this was the best seller. I think the first year, the next year it was the Lava Rock, and then of course the Tiki Torch has been a big seller. But nonetheless, this one is a monstrous selling volume of decking. Great stuff. The spiced rum goes with the vintage lantern railings. You could always also use it with the treehouse rails, with vintage lantern balusters. We see all types of different things from
And you're
people
probably-
doing stuff with Trex.
You want to use a color that's popular. Think about resale value of your home. You want something that's going to be...
Do it right, because if you build it, I'm selling my house, I'm going to build it out of wood. Well, that's going to be a negative to your house when you go to sell that house, because everyone knows, especially around here,
not
that
gonna
wood.
last. No
I
good.
used to be a wood snob many years ago, but it just takes too much maintenance, and these products look great. Okay, this was the Island Mist. This came out in the June of 2014, and it took off like wildfire. I think there was 1 week during the year that I may have sold 16 or 17 units.
Wow.
And that's almost a full tractor-trailer load of decking in just 1 week of this one color. I must have sold about 9 decks that week of just that color.
Back the trailer
Okay.
up.
Now this one is the most popular of the Trex Transcend colors. This one is called the Tiki Torch. This came out, it may have been in 2012, the year later, or even 2013. Trex likes to have what they call their soft launch. They started out at June, July, August, September, and just to give everybody a little taste of it, and then they go full force on the next year. But this one took off, and this is the one we sell the most of. This is actually the best-selling decking that I sell.
Wow.
The #1 decking that sells the most is this color right here. That one sells the most. Great color. Trex Transcend, the tropical colors. Now let's go down. Now these were the original deckings that came out in 2010. These products came out. This was the Trex Transcend monochromatic, or the earth tone colors. This one is the Fire Pit. It's a little reddish, brownish. Not a huge seller, but nonetheless ridiculously durable. I mean, amazingly how durable these products are. Anything the Trex Transcend is super durable. It's got a nice deep grain on it. Let's take a look. I can see the next one over there. That's the Treehouse color. This color, the Treehouse, again, been around for many years. It's a nice medium brown. It's got it's just a great color. But I mean, when talking to decking people, I guess I'm a decking person also, and I learned from talking to a lot of these places. They usually like to keep their deckings 5, 6, 7 years max, and so they almost have a lifetime to it. So this line may be coming to the end of its lifetime. So this is the vintage lantern color. Getting very dark. You see a lot of this on borders. You'll see it with the vintage lantern railing. Oddly enough, the two colors go together very well. It's great color. Usually see it on a border, or you see someone that if it's facing south in the summer, this is going to be hot. But if it's on the north side of the house, it's a great color. All right, here is a color that when it first came out, I didn't really love it, but I've grown to really like it. This is called the Gravel Path, and it's in the gray. And Matt, when you and I go to the Jimmy Buffett concert at the Jones Beach Theater,
Right here, yep.
they have a
Wonton, New York.
4,000 square foot deck made with this.
Wow.
And sometimes we are too close to the decking. Like I'll look at it like this, or we're just standing on it. And when I first saw it, I thought that the grain pattern was a little too deep. Then when I saw it on a absolutely monstrous deck,
In application at the
it
beach.
looks fantastic, tremendous. You see the graining from 30 feet away. It looks great. They even screw it because it's a commercial application, and it gets flooded over there. Jones
Yep.
Beach Theater is in the ocean, so when the tide comes up, it gets wet there. So they screw it down, I'm sure with stainless steel color match screws, and it looks great. It's been there for since I think they put it there right after Hurricane Sandy, so that's been a full 3 years ago.
And it sees a ton of traffic that have been a ton of shows there
Super
throughout the
durable.
year. So.
This is, if someone said, well, we have a commercial application, what would you suggest? This one right here, without question. This would be the one to use. So we got one left, and every decking or composite decking company has a light gray and the light brown, and of course Trex. This is what they started out with the gravel pad. This one came down the road probably the next year or the year after that because they knew they needed a light brown, and this one is called the rope swing color. So we have rope swing decking and rope swing railing. It goes in spurts. Sometimes we won't sell hardly any of it, and then it'll just be flying. This last year we sold an awful lot of the rope swing colored railing. So that's a great one there. There's also a few other profiles that the Trex products.
Now this looks a little beefier here, Mike.
Well, okay, this one is a 2x6. People say, well, you can use it for your decking. Yes, you could. And sometimes at some applications, when you take the decking off, it has it's 24 inches on center, the joist spacing, and this will certainly hold for the 24 inches on center. That's if you don't want to change any of your joists. People say to me that all the time, well, I got 24-inch centers, but this stuff's kind of expensive. I said, just put another joist in the center. It costs a fraction to do that than it is to get the thicker decking. This is more used for on the top of a railing. So if you want to see that, take a look at Trex railings for 2016. We'll talk about that then. And it's a beautiful piece. It's a real beefy looking. A lot of uses for it. And here is their complimentary 2x4. This is in the fire pit color. It's the same size as a 2x4. A lot of times you'll see this used on a rail, on the top of the rail. It gives it Matt's favorite rail, the drink rail, the party rail, because you'll have a hard time balancing a adult beverage on something with a rounded top.
I gotta get me one of those.
Yes. So that's it for Trex Decking for 2016. Again, it's great stuff.
Great way to kick off the 2016 year, going over some of these staples here.
You will never regret putting Trex Decking on your deck. Everything has come a long way over time. They have the most durable decking. They don't make any of the composite deckings. There's products that used to fade, stain, and mold, which is great by me because I never liked selling that stuff. I like the capped composite. This is the industry standard, the most durable decking. It's just great stuff.
Got a really easy to navigate website, Trex.com.
Oh yeah. So they have a lot of
and
different stuff. So there's, if we go over to the YouTube channel, let's take a look at this. And they have their TV ad. So let's take a look at this.
Greatest light show on earth, we humbly offer a way to design and build a worthy stage. Trex, engineering what's next in outdoor living.
It's pretty sharp.
What a great ad. Of course, I know people over at Trex Marketing. It's just great stuff. I just love Trex. And if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, you know where to write, and that would be Mike at the Deck Network, or
for the co-host, Matt at the Deck Network. Email us, comment here on the YouTube page. Let us know what you're thinking.
Matt, when was the last time you checked your email?
Right before holiday 2012. But I do promise to plug back in. That was one of my New Year's resolutions for 2016, is to respond to the overwhelming amount of emails that come in through the email address there. And for you, sir, to this guy's credit, he does get back to the majority.
Oh, because it's enjoyable to write back. What does it take me? 2 or 3 minutes, and sometimes I'll print them out and we'll talk about them on the show.
This guy lives and breathes decking, and he's going to answer all your questions.
There's usually if there's a question, might as well ask it, because if you're asking it, a lot of other people are asking it. That's Matt's job. He's the part of the homeowner.
The naive homeowner, that's me.
Okay, but that's it for today's show. Thanks for watching. Remember, Trex Decking, great stuff. You can always see that at the No Maintenance Decks website or here at No Maintenance Decks in Farmingdale, New York. And that's it for today.
Ciao
Have a
for
great
now.
day. Ciao for now.